Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And inside of this video, we're going to be using all 5 legendary cards inside of my deck. Now, as you can see, all 3 of the new legendaries are still level 3 for the Hound Miner and Sparky. The Princess is level 4 and about halfway to level 5, whereas the Ice Wizard is completely maxed out. And I'm not sure why I've gotten so many Ice Wizards. I don't really mind it because personally, I think the Ice Wizard might be one of the best, if not the best, legendaries inside of the game. It's super strong, especially against Hog Rider decks, among a bunch of other things. It's just a really versatile card. So let's go ahead and try out all legendaries inside of a couple of battles. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a Barbarian Sparky push. So we've got both of those down. He played an Elixir Collector, so I'm going to drop a Miner in the back. So we've got a Sparky Miner combo, as well as having our Barbarians up front to clear out any of the garbage. The Sparky's actually going to lock onto the tower right there and be able to knock it all the way down. Alright, so the tower is now down. The Sparky actually does have like a single HP left, and it's going to dominate that Elixir Collector right there, which is pretty lucky. I'm hoping, no, we were going to get a little greedy trying to get that Princess taken out as well, but yeah, still climbing my way up the leaderboard using a bunch of different decks. That's why we're playing a level 11 right here. But as far as the legendaries go, I wanted to do a video talking about what my ranks are for them, and it's sort of hard because all the legendaries are actually pretty much all the legendaries are so different from one another that it's hard to give a concrete top 5, but I'll try in just a second. You can see right here, he went for a balloon giant push. I could have lured him with my cannon and then used my barbarians to take out the giant and princess for the balloon, but I am trying to be nice to these guys who are facing off against higher levels, so I try to give them at least a single crown to go towards their crown chest. But as far as ranking most of the legendary cards go, I think the top 3 is obviously the Ice Wizard, Princess, and Miner. They all serve different purposes though, so it's hard to, give exactly a 1, 2, and 3. I think Sparky is number 4 and the Hound is number 5. I just really haven't seen too many successful Hound decks yet, except for an all-air deck, which I showed you guys inside of a recent video. But yeah, you can really debate whether the Princess, Ice Wizard, or the Miner is the best. They all serve a different purpose inside of a bunch of different decks, so it's a little bit hard to change them up and tell you guys exactly which one is the OP one to put into every single deck, because that's just not true. Every card is different inside of different styles of decks. And yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and use every single card in this deck though, so you don't have to worry about which one's the best, because you're going to see every single one. Looks like we've taken down tower number 2 against JoJo. I'm going to use a Miner in the back. He's going for the 3 crown here. I was trying to be nice to him and let him get that first crown, but he's getting his hand in the cookie jar going for 3, so I'm just going to use my Sparky. I've got an Ice Wizard. I can use a cannon to lure this balloon right here to take it back and then make sure it doesn't touch my tower. Sparky's AoE actually doesn't take out all those barbarians, which was a little bit unfortunate. But one last push with the Miner, the arrows, as well as the Princess. We're going to get the tower all the way down to about 500 HP, but yeah, just not quite enough. If we had a couple more seconds, could have probably got it done. Or maybe if our Miner was all the way up to level 4. It's sort of weird that my other legendaries aren't up to level 4 right now, but still 2 crown to 1 victory against JoJo. And let's go ahead and keep grinding it out with all of these legendary cards. I know this must be weird for a lot of people who don't have a legendary card and then seeing me use 5. A lot of people were commenting in that last Korean commercial when the guy was laughing about how he trolled the guy about getting a legendary card. People were saying it hit him right in the feels, and it was a little bit too close to home. If you guys haven't seen that commercial, I'll link it below. It's pretty funny. But yeah, let's go ahead and try it out and see what we can do with a little bit of a legendary push. So we've got an Ice Wizard Sparky Miner push down the right-hand lane. Gonna be pretty tough to deal with. The Ice Wizard can clean up a lot of the smaller stuff and actually end up tanking that knight right there, so my Sparky doesn't end up going down. Looks like he's gonna play a Princess, and my Sparky will target the Princess and actually end up eliminating her before she can do too much, but his Musketeer is going to take my Princess out. Now we're just going to reset on our side of the map. Now, I'm trying to get the Hound down for at least a couple of Hound pushes. It's just a really weak card, and it's not the most fun card to play, especially when you don't have all air troops, or all air cards. It's really yeah, it's definitely nowhere close to the Golem, especially after the Golem got buffed. The Hound really feels like it doesn't have a place inside of the game because the Golem has been seeing a lot of action towards the very top. But of course, I like to treat all my cards equal. I'm going to use the Hound, even though it's not the best. We've got a level 3 Hound, we got a level 3 Sparky, our fully maxed out Ice Wizard right here, and let's see what we can do on his side of the map. So at least the Hound's going to do a decent job right there, and the Ice Wizard actually will tank the mini P.E.K.K.A, and our Sparky's going to have a little one-on-one action with that Royal Giant right there. The Hound doing like 42 damage a hit or something like that, ridiculous. The Lava Hound Miner push may be the weakest push inside of the entire game. They're pretty tanky, don't get me wrong, but as far as damage per second, until those lava pups exploded, they were doing almost absolutely nothing. And at this point, the tower has gone down. We've got the Sparky onto the main tower, as the lava pups are still doing a pretty decent job as well. And it looks like with that second Sparky and that princess shooting the king tower, that this one is pretty much over. So good try from Danny from Hong Kong, but the legendary push, a little bit OP right there. And the Sparky, when you can just lock it onto a tower, is going to absolutely annihilate anything in its path. So a nice little 3-crown battle right there, and the reason why I ranked Sparky number 4, and one comment I get a lot is when I play on my second account and I lose to a Sparky, everyone's saying that I'm trying to cover up how OP Sparky is. I think Sparky is really strong when your opponent doesn't have something like a zap, or if they don't have the free spell, which used to be pretty common towards the very top, which is pretty much why no one plays it at the very top, and zap is still really common at the top, so the Sparky doesn't really see too much action up there. But for example, against my Let's Play deck on my level 7 account, I don't have anything that really counters the Sparky, so it ends up rolling me over every single time that I play it. I feel like the Sparky is definitely strong in certain scenarios, and it definitely doesn't need a buff or anything like that, but yeah, it's just not that strong when the freeze and the zap are so strong inside of the game, because one zap resets the Sparky and makes it charge up another couple of seconds, and obviously the freeze spell just absolutely destroys it, and compared to some other cards that you can play for 6 elixir, really not my favorite. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back on defense. Looks like he's going for a mini P.E.K.K.A. Fire Spirit push. Gonna be able to take that mini P.E.K.K.A. out before anything's done, and let's go ahead and get our legendary push going out. Now you can see he played that zap, and if he played that zap correctly, it would have given him a couple of seconds for that mini P.E.K.K.A. to get a hit or two off, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Let's drop some arrows onto the princess. We've got the barbarians down the left-hand lane, and Cannon's gonna get one shot, and I think my barbarians should be able to help out with these goblins at least a little bit. But it looks like it's actually going to be taken down to like 1 HP. The Sparky lives, and it's going to get a single shot off on the tower right before he's able to zap it, giving us the very first crown of the game. So you can see, even against these lower level guys, people still have plenty of answers to Sparky, especially with those cycle decks. Again, like I was talking about earlier, the zap and the freeze are strong against it. Skeletons are strong against the Sparky. Goblins, fire spirits, spear goblins, anything that you can drop right on top of it and make it split up is really strong, which you guys might have seen someone use, I think, the barbarians, and did that against me earlier. Let's go and drop our cannon for this mini P.E.K.K.A. on the right-hand side. Make sure he doesn't take that tower right there. I guess I wasn't feeling very nice during this battle. Again, usually I try to give him a crown tower or two, but I must have forgot. But it looks like we've got the Lava Hound and the Miner doing like 10 damage per second in the back. We've got the Ice Wizard to help out against the Princess, even though for the Princess, she actually did turn around, which is a little bit unlucky towards that King Tower. Another push with the mini P.E.K.K.A. as well as the Fire Spirits, as well as a Hog Rider that should get knocked down in just a second. Okay, so at this point, just going to spam my Princess as well as my Miner. Should be able to take it down at least to about 590, 512. The arrows are going to help out as well, down to 214 HP. And if we can just stack our Princess one more time, that should be the end and give us another 3-crown victory. All right, so a push on the right, not going to worry about that. We've got the Princess, Ice Wizard, and Barbarians on the left. Princess is going to snipe down that Town Hall. Wow, did I just say Town Hall? Going to snipe down that King Tower, and that is going to do it for the game. Wow, Princess, Archer Queen, Town Hall, King Tower. I mean, tomato, tomato. Rock Spirit is going to get 3 crown to 0. Again, unfortunate for being level 10, getting cut in this season reset. But anyways, let's get into one more battle right here and to see if we can knock out this level 11. Alright, so Sparky in the back to start it off. Again, Lava Hound initially might be something that I would play in the back, but just such a weak card right now that I would rather not play it, and he's going to play an Elixir Pump. Alright, so this is where we go for a big push. When people play lower level cards than you, and they play their Elixir Pump first, it's obviously a great time to go on the offensive. So we've got the Barbarians, we've got the Sparky. I've got the arrows in my hands because I'm waiting to see if he has like Minion Horde or anything like that, but I decided just to go for a pretty aggressive push. I actually didn't even need to drop those arrows. They did almost nothing for me because my Sparky still ended up shooting that one Barbarian right there, and instead he's going to play his minions over the top. Could have been the arrows that took those out, but still, tower's down to 872 HP, and we can go ahead and sit back on defense. Now, he does have a level 3 Ice Wizard, so pretty nice legendary levels for this guy who's a level 11, same level as some of my new ones. The Princess is level 2, and if I had a zap spell, I actually could one-shot that Princess, which would be a little bit sad. I'm going to go ahead and try to keep my Princess alive by playing this Cannon. I'm going to play the Barbarians as well to help out against this Royal GG, and it looks like they're going to go down. Miner over the top to attack the tower. Let's see what he does to respond. Ice Wizard is going to end up taking on my Barbarians, and okay, the Miner didn't actually really do anything. The Miner got caught up by those Barbarians, and it didn't end up doing much. All right, so for a legendary Ice Wizard Princess combo, I'm going to go ahead and drop another Princess to see if we can keep shooting these guys down. It looks like the Mini P.E.K.K.A is getting so close. Okay, the Mini P.E.K.K.A ended up taking out my Princess, which was a little bit unlucky, and for some reason his Princess actually got off a second shot right there, and we ended up losing both of them in the battle. So two really close calls with those Princesses, and they're both going to go down, but still, let's go for another big Sparky push towards the very back. If he plays his Elixir Collector, obviously we're going to be able to punish him again, and this time we should be able to save the arrows and then not make a silly mistake like we did earlier. Alright, so we've got Sparky in the back, another Elixir Pump in the top left, just like we had called. Let's go and do the Lava Hound since we are now in double Elixir, and I haven't seen his counters besides the minion that he would use to take it out. And then notice how I wait on my Miner. I want to make sure that the Ice Wizard locks on to the Lava Hound before playing it. Arrow's going to go down on the Princess just to make sure that that Lava Hound doesn't take down too much damage. And here comes the Sparky, which might be able... Nah, I think it's still going to die. Okay, the Sparky's going to end up dying right there, but still, we've got the tower all the way down in the 400s. The Princess is going to butter up some of these troops near the bridge, so they should be able to die to the tower right there. Royal GG is going to be plopped down, but we've got the Barbarians to help out, as well as a Miner in the back for the Princess, and Ice Wizard for his offensive push, and that should be enough to pretty much seal the game. The Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to take the Miner out just before he can get it down to arrow range. Let's drop another Sparky on the bottom right. We've got the Princess. Of course, he does have the zap, I think, so he can reset that Sparky and end up killing it, but still not going to be enough. The tower's at 2400, so still plenty of help. Miner in the back as well as arrows, and that should be enough to wrap up this game. Alright, so good game against this level 11. He tried to keep it close for a while against this all-legendary deck. But yeah, another win using this deck. It's pretty fun to use, especially during those season resets climbs. I think I'm up at like 800 trophies right now, so hopefully we'll be back up against some level 13 soon. But if you guys want to try it out, you have to have all the legendaries. I don't know what to say about that. I know a lot of people don't have legendaries. So yeah, in case you guys don't even have all the legendaries, which I'm sure a lot of people don't, this deck isn't that great anyways. You really only need one legendary inside of your deck. You don't even need any legendaries inside of your deck. I actually don't play a lot of legendary decks. Even my Royal Giant deck that I played didn't even have a single epic or legendary inside of it. It was straight common and rare cards, so you don't have to have these to win games. And as you can see, they're not the strongest when they're all together. But yeah, fun deck to try and show you guys inside of a video, and that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.